Hello, Engineering 21 students for the fall 2020 semester. Welcome back. We're going to learn about Fusion 360, and we're going to first do a nameplate. That's lesson number 1. And then lesson number 2 is we're going to draw and design a 3D ring. Lesson number 3 is we're going to draw and design a 3D race car. And lesson number 4, we're going to draw and design a 3D boat. So how do we draw a 3D nameplate for ourselves? Well, we have to open up a new window, so we can either go here to the plus sign, or we can go over here to File, New Design. And here where I have the Z axis and I have the X axis. We're going to draw right here. I'm going to go to Create Sketch, where this green plus sign is, underneath the word Solid. And I'm going to left click and release. And I'm going to pull my mouse over. And I'm going to click right on this plane right here. It says Select Plane or Planar Face. And I'm going to left click and release. And now we have a nice flat area in which to draw. You notice we're in the sketch plane. I'm going to go right over here to the 2-point rectangle. I'm going to left click and release. Notice I get a crosshairs. And I'm going to come right over here to -50 and +50. Notice it's snapping. The reason why it's snapping is because if you go down here to grid and snaps, you'll see that snap to grid is checked. I'm going to 2-point rectangle. I'm going to left click and release. I get my crosshairs. I'm going to snap to -50 and +50. I'm going to left click and release. And I'm going to drag my mouse over to +50 and +50. And I'm going to left click and release. And then I'm going to hit the enter button. And there is the beginning of our nameplate. In other words, we're right here. Here's the tree, right here. And we are right here on this part of the drawing. Okay, let's finish that. This is a tree down here. Let's go over it before we continue. This right here is the 2D drawing of the nameplate base. This is the 3D extrusion of the nameplate base. This is the 2D drawing of the word Kingsborough. This is the 3D drawing of the word Kingsborough. This is the 2D drawing of the words Community College. This is the 3D drawing of the words Community College. This is the 2D drawing of the words Student Name. This is the 3D drawing of the words Student Name. This is the 2D drawing of the words Engineering 2100. This is the 3D drawing of the words 2100. This is the 2D drawing. Success is when opportunity meets preparation. This is the 3D drawing, or the 3D extrusion, I should say, of the words success is when opportunity meets preparation. This is the 2D drawing of the stand in the back. This is the extrusion of the stand in the back. This is the chamfer of the stand, which is this angle right here. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is the fillet. As you can see, it's rounded. Fillet means to round the edge. So here's the chamfer and here's the fillet. Let's take a look at that by using the navigation cube. Here's the chamfer right here. That's this right here, the chamfer. And here's the fillet. This is the fillet, and this is the chamfer. And this is the tree. This is every single step that I originally did when I prepared the nameplate for us. Okay, let's go back to the isometric view. By the way, there's another set of views we can go to, and that's right here to viewports. We can go to multiple views. So in multiple views, you have the isometric view, you have the top view, you have the front view, and you have the side view. Again, isometric view, top view, front view, side. Okay, let's go back to the single view. There it is. Well, we want to end up here. Okay, so let's continue. So I have my base. I'm going to grab the hand and just move it in the middle. So I'm going to click on the hand and let go. I'm in the hand now. I'm just going to move it in the middle there. And then I'm going to hit the escape button to get out of the hand. Now I want to finish this part of the sketch. So I have to go to Finish Sketch. And just remember, from 2D sketch to 3D extrusion, 2D sketch to 3D extrusion, 2D sketch to 3D extrusion, etc. And then we modify with chamfers and fillets. Okay, so let's go back to our beginning of our nameplate. And let me hit the home button. Obviously it gets larger because it's trying to fill the area. Now I'm going to 3D extrude this. It's very easy. Just hover over it. Click on it so it turns dark blue. Go to the extrude shortcut or go to create and extrude and you automatically get the arrow. You're going to left click and hold and you're going to pull it up to 3 millimeters. You'll see right here it says 3 millimeters. Or if you don't want to left click and hold, let's bring it back down. If you don't want to do that, you can very easily just go right here and type in 3 and it automatically goes up. Okay, or you can type it in over here if you like. Now it also has to say new body, because if it doesn't say new body, we won't be able to create separate colors for each component in the nameplate. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. And let's just go back to the nameplate so I can show you what I mean by different components and different colors. For example, the nameplate I made in white, the stand I made in black, the Kingsborough lettering I made in blue because that's one of Kingsborough's colors, and Kingsborough's colors are gold and blue, so that's why I put the student name in gold. Engineering is obviously in green, and the slogan, success is when opportunity meets preparation, is in red. How did I do that, by the way? Well, I just really went over to modify, and I went over to appearance, and you'll see that'll pop up right over here, and here's all the colors that I used. However, let me close this for a minute and jump back to our drawing. If you do not make each component a separate new body, you can't color them separately. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to left click on here and let go. Then I'm going to right click on here and I'm going to left click on edit feature, and you'll see it says new body. Make sure it doesn't say join. It has to say new body. Okay, let me click OK. Okay, so we got our new body. We'll color everything later. We're going to color everything just like this later on. Let's go back to our drawing that we're doing now. Now I want to put text on here, right? It's very simple. Just go to Create Sketch again and click on it. Left click and release. And now click on whatever plane you want to draw the text on. Well, we don't want to draw on the bottom because then the text will be underneath. We don't want to draw on the left side. We don't want to draw on the right side. We want to draw on top. So I'm going to click. In fact, it says select a plane or planar face. Well, I'm going to select it. I'm going to select it in the middle so that way when it turns around towards the middle. And here we go. There you go. That way it's in the middle. Okay. And now all we have to do is go to Create and click on Text. And we have our crosshairs. I'm going to put Kingsborough right about here. Let's see, I'll start it right about here. And I'm going to click and let go. And you notice the text box pops up. We're going to use Arial Black. So let's choose Arial Black. And we're going to make it, we're going to leave it 10 millimeters. That's the default size. I'm going to click inside the text box and I'm going to type Kingsborough. Okay. Then I'm going to left click right here. Okay. I'm going to left click and hold it. And then I'm going to rotate. So it becomes straight, 180 degrees. And notice it's almost centered, but then I'm going to left click right here and hold. I'm just going to move it around. Okay, let's center it. So it's about 12 millimeters on the right and about 12.5 millimeters on the left. And I'm going to leave 5 millimeters on the top. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that looks about centered. And I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to finish my sketch. So there we go. Now, how do I 3D extrude the word Kingsborough? It's very simple. Just hover over Kingsborough and click on it until it turns dark blue. And then go right over here to the extrude shortcut. Click on that and you'll notice the arrow pops right up, right above the word Kingsborough. You're going to left click, hold, and drag it up to 3. You're going to let go of that left click. You're going to make sure it doesn't say join. It's got to say new body. And then you're going to click OK. And there you go. And we're going to do the same thing with community college. Watch how easy this is. What do we have to do? Go back to create sketch. Left click and release. Click again on the plane or planar face that you want to draw the text on. Click right in the middle so that way it's nice and centered on your screen. Go to create. Go to text. And let's see, community college is going to go right about here, I think. And we're going to use Arial Black. We're going to use Arial Bold. And I don't think we're going to use 10 millimeters. I think we're going to use 7. And we're going to type in community college. Community college. There you go. And again, we're going to left click and hold. And we're going to rotate it. And then we're going to left click and hold right here. And we're going to center it. Okay, I'm not so concerned that the centering is perfect, but there it is. Kingsborough Community College. And we're going to click OK. Okay, so this is 10 millimeters high. This is 7 millimeters high. Let's finish the sketch. And I always like to click on the house button, which is the homing button, to see the isometric view. Now, how are we going to 3D extrude the word community college? Very simple. Just make sure you click on it. If you want to make it bigger with the scroll wheel, make it bigger with the scroll wheel so you can see it. Make sure you click on it and it turns blue. Okay, then you can go back if you want and make it smaller again, just using the scroll wheel. Use the shortcut extrude and you'll see the arrow popping up. Left click and hold and pull it up to 3 millimeters, or change it right here if you feel like typing. Make sure it doesn't say join, make sure it says new body, and click OK. And there we go, we're getting closer and closer. What about student name? Very easy, go back to create sketch, left click and release. Again, click on the plane or planar face that you want to draw on, which in this particular case is the top of the nameplate base. Click on it and let it go. That's a left click and let it go. And go to create, go to text, and student name is going to be right about here, I believe. Yeah, that should work. And I'm going to make that Arial Black again. And I'm going to leave it at 10 millimeters high. And this is going to be student name. Of course, this is your name, so you type your name in here. And I'm going to left click, hold, and rotate. And then I'm going to left click, hold, and position. And let's see, I'm going to position it right here. And it looks pretty good. How about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 from the top and 5, 10, about 11 from the left and 11 from the right. And let's just click OK. Let's finish the sketch. And let's hit the home button. Now, what am I going to do to extrude student name? Again, I'm just going to hover over student name until it turns dark blue, and I'm going to click on it. So that's a left click and a release. It stays dark blue. That's how you know you selected it. And I'm going to go to the extrude shortcut, and we should get that arrow. Again, I am going to left click, hold, and I'm going to drag it up or pull it up. 4 is no good. It wants to be, I need it to be 3. And there's 3 right there. We do not want it to join. We want it to be a new body so we can color it. And let's click OK. Let's hit the home button again. And we're back to where we started. Now, what else do we want to do? We want to do Engineering 2100. And success is when opportunity meets preparation. Okay, so let's do it. We know we have to go back to create sketch. We know we have to choose right here where we're going to put the words Engineering 2100. And we're going to go to create, and we're going to go to text, and we're going to go right about here, and I'm going to use Arial Bold again, and I think I'm going to use 6. You try 6 millimeters high. Let's try that. And I'm going to type Engineering 2100. And let's see how that looks. It might be too small. I don't know. I'm going to left click and hold. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. Then I'm going to left click and hold down here. And I'm going to put it right underneath the student name. Let's get it centered. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There you go. It's just about centered. That looks pretty good. Okay, I can live with that. Oh, maybe I should make it a little bigger. Let's see, 7. Let's make it 7. Okay, let's try 7. Let's see, let's center it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's bring it up a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to hit OK. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's finish our sketch. And again, we're going to hover over Engineering 2100 until it turns dark blue. If it's too small, use the scroll wheel. Click on it. Make sure it stays dark blue. Okay. And then we're going to go to the extrude shortcut. And we'll get that arrow. This time I'm going to practice changing the number. I'm just going to put 3 in. Look, it automatically goes to an extrusion of 3 millimeters. Again, it keeps asking me if I want to join it. I do not want to join it. I want it to be a new body so I can color it. And I'm going to click OK. And let's take a look. Let's see. Are we getting close? Let's take a look. Yeah, looks like we're getting close. Okay. Now we're going to add success is when opportunity meets preparation with an exclamation point. Here we go. Again, what we have to do is go to create sketch. Is this green plus sign right here. We have to choose the plane we want to draw on. Okay, just be careful. Don't draw on this plane. This is the bottom. Don't draw on this plane. Don't draw on this plane. You got to draw on this plane, which is the top of the nameplate. So let me get right in here. I'll go right there. And there we go. So we're going to draw right here. And all we have to do is go to create, go to text, and I'm going to use Arial Narrow. And I'm going to use a type size of, let's say, 5 millimeters high. Let's see how that looks. Success is when opportunity meets preparation, exclamation point. Okay, I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to left click, hold, spin it around or rotate it. Oh, I think it's going to fit. And then I'm going to left click right here. Oh, it just about fits. Look at that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to make it 4.5. 4.5. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, which means I have to move it again. So I'm just going to left click and hold. Yeah, I like that better. It gives me a little more room. And I'm going to put it on the bottom there. And I'm going to center it. And I'm going to make it italics. And then I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to finish my sketch. And I'm going to click on the house there. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can highlight it, make sure it turns dark blue so I can extrude it. And there's our trusty arrow, but I'm not going to use the arrow. I'm going to use the text box or the dimension box. It's already up there. It says join again. We don't want it to say join. We want it to say new body. So let me click OK because I'm done. Let me use the scroll wheel and make it smaller so I can see it. And let me hit the home button. That looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks compared to this. Okay. Okay, well, we have everything there. Let's look at the top view. Does that look good? Yeah, it looks good. There's enough space around it. Everything is centered reasonably well. Let's go back to the home button. Okay, now we want to color it, right? No, we don't want to color it yet. We want to create the stand. So let's go back. And in order to create the stand, we obviously have to go to the back. Okay, and we're going to use these arrows right here. Well, this is the right side. So we're going to use the arrows right here, like so. And I'm going to very easily draw a rectangle right here. It's going to be 4 millimeters horizontally and 20 millimeters vertically, right in the center here, because that's going to be the 2D drawing for the stand for the nameplate. So here we go. I'm going to go to Create Sketch, which is this green plus right here. And I'm going to click on the plane or planar face that I want to draw on, which is obviously the back of the nameplate, although it's the bottom in Fusion 360. And I'm going to click. There we go. Now, it just so happens when I clicked, look what happened. The bottom came upside down. Okay, it flipped. So I'm just going to use this arrow right here, and I'm going to get back to where I belong. Let's make sure that we're back where we belong. There we go. Okay, good. So now I'm in the right spot. And I'm just going to center it with the hand, like that. And then I'm going to hit the escape button and get out of the hand. And then I'm going to go to the 2-point rectangle, like I was trying to do. And I'm going to click on the 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 up. And I'm going to go across. And I'm going to go right to the center. And then I'm going to go 2 to the left of the center. 1, 2. And I'm going to place my first corner. So it's 20 up and 2 to the left of center. And I'm going to click, let go. Remember, that's how we draw. In Fusion 360, we click and we let go, and then we move the mouse. And here we go. It's clicking, it's clicking, it's clicking. And there we go. And then I'm going to click and let go. And then I'm going to hit the enter button. So we do have a rectangle, which is a 2D rectangle. It's 4 millimeters wide by 20 millimeters high. We're going to finish that sketch. And we're going to left click and hold on the cube, and we're just going to twist it a little bit. So just watch me. I'm going to left click and hold, and I'm just going to twist it a little bit so that I can see the arrow when I highlight this 2D rectangle. So let's just watch me for a minute. Remember, when I highlight something, it turns dark blue. There, it's turning dark blue. Then I'm going right here to the extrude button, and we'll be able to see the 3D arrow. Let's take a look. There's the 3D arrow. Now, if I was in the bottom view, I could not see the 3D arrow. So what you have to do is you have to left click and hold on the cube over here and just twist it a little bit so you can see the arrow. Otherwise, how are you going to see the arrow? You can't see it. And I'm going to grab the arrow and I'm going to go up 20. Okay, this is 20 by 20 by 4. And here we go, 20. And I don't want it to join. I want it to be a new body so I can color it a different color. And I'm going to click OK. And let's take a look. Let's hit the home button. Go to the isometric view. Beautiful. And let's see how we're doing. All right, we're very close to finishing. All we have to do now is the chamfer. Let's take a look. We have to do the chamfer, okay, which is like a bevel. And we have to do this radius here. We have to round this edge. Okay, let's go back to the home view. And let's go here. So I'm going to chamfer this edge right here. Let me show you. I'm going to chamfer this edge right here. Very easy. I'm going to go to Modify, and I'm going to go to Chamfer. And you'll see the chamfer dialog box comes up, and I'm not going to equally distance the chamfer. Let me show you what would happen if I equally distanced the chamfer. Let me make it smaller first and put it in the window. Now watch what happens if I equally distance the chamfer. So I'm going to click right on that edge. I get my arrow, and it would make a 45-degree angle. And that's much too steep, okay? Because look at this angle here. This angle is about 30 degrees from here to here. 30, 60, 90. It's about 30 degrees. Look at this angle, okay? That means the nameplate would be angled so much on a person's desk you might not be able to see it too well. Okay, 30 degrees is about the right angle for a nameplate stand. Okay, so what do I have to do? Well, I'm just going to go back right here to the chamfer, and I'm just going to left click and release. Then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to left click and release edit feature, and you'll notice I have the arrow back. I'm just going to left click and hold the arrow and bring it back to where it belongs. Okay. And instead of equal distance, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to 2 distances. And I'm going to go back to the home button. And this distance along this axis, I'm going to make 10. And this distance along this axis, I'm going to make 20. So I'm going to make this distance 10. And I'm going to make this distance 20. I think I did 10 and 20. Let's see. And let's take a look. Yeah, okay, 10 and 20. As opposed to, well, let's see if it matches. Yep, look, it matches perfectly. 10, this is 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20. If you want to see the actual dimensions, here they are. Here's 5 millimeters and 5 millimeters, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. And the same right here. Okay, 5 and 5 is 10, 5, 10, 15, 20. Each little box is 1 millimeter. All right, let me go back to the home button. Let me go back here to the home button because we're done with that chamfer. Let's take a look. Beautiful. Now I'm going to round this off, right? It's got to look like this. And here we go. Very easy, but I'm going to do that trick again. I'm going to grab the cube. I'm going to left click and hold it down, and I'm just going to twist it a little bit so I can see the edge here. And I'm going to use my scroll wheel to make it bigger so I can see the edge. I'm going to go to Modify, and I'm going to go to Fillet, and I'm going to highlight this edge right here, and I'm going to then grab the arrow and I'm going to pull it in. And I'm going to pull it in all the way until it reaches the nameplate base. There it is right there. And it's 25 exactly. Okay. And I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to take a look, see how it looks. Well, let me go to the home button. And let me go back here to the home button. And then let me go to the right side. And let me go here to the right side. And let's see if they're equal. Okay, so here it is, 30 degrees and 25 millimeters of radius. Let's see if they're the same. Look, they're exactly the same. Okay, so we did it right. All right, let's go and let's click on the home button because we're almost finished. And now let's color it. Very easy how to color it. Just go to Modify, go to Appearance, and you'll see the Appearance pop-up window is now visible. We don't need Apply To. We don't need In This Design because we didn't do anything yet. We're going to go to Paint and we're going to go to Glossy. And we're going to scroll and see what we got. All right, I'm going to make this black. So I'm going to click, hold, drag, and drop. That's going to be black. I'm going to make the nameplate itself white. Right here, I'm going to click, hold, drag, and drop. And there it is. Now the nameplate base is white. Then I'm going to make Kingsborough blue. I'm going to click, hold, drag, and drop. And I'm going to keep doing that until all the bodies in the Kingsborough name are blue. And notice they highlight. They're very easy to see. Just click, hold, drag, and drop. Click, hold, drag, and drop. Click, hold, drag, and drop. And here we go. Boom, 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 boom. This is an intelligent program. And community college is the same color. So here we go. And notice all the letters are highlighting. Okay, it knows what it wants to do, except for the dot on top of the I. Let me get that. Here we go. Let me get the Y, let me get the T, let me get the C, and the O, the L, the other L, the E, the G, and the E. What about student name? I like to make it gold. It's called yellow, but it looks like gold, so I call it gold. Click, hold, drag, and drop. Click, hold, drag, and drop. Click, hold, drag, and drop. You'll see the hand turns into a little holding hand. Click, hold, drag, and drop. Here we go. Goes pretty fast. Okay, and what about engineering 2100? We wanted to make that green. Let's take a look what we're doing. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to make that green and make the saying red. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can see it. What happened? Okay, it disappeared. The appearance. I'm just going to go back to modify, go back to appearance, and I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to minimize that. And here we go. Click, hold, drag, and drop. This looks really nice. Make sure you get the period, rather the dot on the top of the I. Okay, here we go. Here's the R. Here's the I. Here's the dot on top of the I. Here's the N, G, 2, 1, 0, and 0. And what about success is when opportunity meets preparation? We're going to do the same thing. And here we go. Click, hold, drag, and drop. That's all you have to do. Here we go. Once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty fast. And the only other piece we have to do is let's do that I. Let's do that dot on top of the I. I'm just using the scroll wheel once in a while. Okay. Let's get the N. Let's go O, P, P, O, R, T, U. Let's use the scroll wheel. Let's get it a little bit bigger here so we can see it. There we go. And click, hold, drag, and drop. Let's get that a little bit bigger. And now we can make it smaller. Okay, let's get the T. Let's get the Y. Let's get the M. Let's get the E. Let's get the E. Let's get the T. Let's get the S, P, R, E. Click, hold, drag, and drop, ladies and gentlemen. Almost done. Okay, let's close this because we're done with that. And let's hover. When you hover over the cube, the little home button comes. That's the isometric view. It's invisible otherwise. Don't get upset if you don't see it right away. Fusion 360 is a cloud-based program. Sometimes it takes time to load. Anyway, let me hit it. Okay, so let's take a look at how this looks compared to what I already did. Okay, well, it looks pretty similar there. Okay, so looks like student name on what we just did is a little bit smaller than what I did. Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's go back and let's change it. That'll be good because we can show you how to change it. So where is student name? Well, this was the 2D of the plate, 3D of the plate, 2D of the name Kingsborough, 3D of Kingsborough, 2D of Community College, 3D of Community College. Here it is right here. This is the 2D drawing of student name. So I'm going to left click on that and let go. Then I'm going to right click and let go. And then I'm going to go to edit sketch. And there it is right there. Okay. Then I'm going to right click on the name and I'm going to go to edit text. And there it is. We're going to make it 12 also. Oh, a little too big. How about 11? Let's make it 11. And we're going to center it. And let's center it. There we go. And let's click OK. And let's click Finish Sketch. And let's see how it looks. Whoops. Okay, you could always navigate using the cube, or using the arrows, or using the directional arrows. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if it's similar to what I did already. Yeah, that looks about the same. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Let's compare them. Yeah, okay, I think we got all the sizes correct this time. Oh, on mine, I did not make successes when opportunity meets preparation in italics. Okay, no big deal. I can always go right here. I'm going to left click and release, right click and release, edit sketch. Then I'm going to right click on successes when opportunity meets preparation. I'm going to go to edit text and I'm going to click on italic. And I think I wanted to make it bold also. Oh, it's not even bold either. Okay, let's leave that. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And there we go. And it looks like also that I missed coloring it. Is that possible? Let me go to Appearance. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like I missed coloring it. Okay, well, there it is. I just colored it. Okay, let's see if they both look similar or the same. Oh, I did this in bold. I did this in light. Okay, anyway, you get the point. Let's go back to the home button here. Let's go back to the home button here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Now, how do we save it as a Fusion 360 file on the cloud? How do we save it as a Fusion 360 file on your local hard drive, and then how do we save it as an STL file in case you want to 3D print it, and then how do we make a screenshot so we can upload it to Blackboard under the folder called Discussions and under the subfolder called 3D Nameplate. So let's save it first on the cloud. We're going to go to File, Save, and we're going to create a new project. And we're going to call it KCC Fall 20 F20 F360 E21 for Engineering 21, and we're going to call it Nameplate, and we're going to call it Student Version, or you should put your name on it. Okay, student name. Let's see, student name. Here we go, and hit the enter button. Okay, it's loading, so there it is. And then let's highlight that so we make sure we put it in that folder. And I'm going to call the file the same name, KCC Fall 20 Fusion 360. Notice I'm abbreviating. E21 for Engineering 21, NP for Nameplate, and student name, which would actually be your name. Okay, so you can find it easily. And then I'm just going to click on Save. Okay, it's going to save on the cloud in this folder. Now let me click that. So now you know how to save it as a Fusion 360 file on the cloud. What about saving it on your computer? Again, go to File, but you have to go to Export. Not to save and save as. You have to go to Export. Okay, and you'll see it'll save under C in the C drive, under Users, and in the Documents folder. It's going to call itself version 1. It automatically gives it a number, version 1, version 2. Okay. And here it is. It's going to be directly in your Documents folder. So just hit Export. And it says right here, it exported it. Okay. So it's there. Let's close that off. Now, what about if you want to make an STL file? Again, go to File. This time go to 3D Print. And you notice a window pops up. Now you have to unselect Send to 3D Print Utility. Unselect that. And then you have to select all of this. And the only way to select all of this is to come right here, because this tab right here in this tree, not in this tree, in this tree right here, or in this set, the left menu here, you're going to grab all of this. Watch. It's going to turn a light gray blue. And there it is. See? And notice it's outlined, okay, in a dark blue. That means you chose it to be saved as an STL file. And we're going to click OK. Refinement, high, medium, low, doesn't really matter. Just do medium. And we're going to click OK. And again, it's going to save in Documents. Look, it's an STL file. Here it is, Library Documents on your hard drive. And let's hit Save. So that's done. What about making a screenshot? Okay, because you have to make a screenshot and you have to put it up into Blackboard under the Discussions tab and then under the subfolder 3D Nameplate. Very easily, just go right here to the Windows icon, go to Snipping Tool. If Snipping Tool is not there, go to All Programs, double-click on Accessories, and click once on Snipping Tool. And you see Snipping Tool is going to pop up. Then you click on the arrow next to the word New. Okay, there's an arrow here. It's going to give you a drop-down menu. And you're going to click Full Screen Snip, which should give you the date and the time so we know when you did it. Here we go. Full Screen Snip. Great. Now let's save the Full Screen Snip. Let's go to File, Save As. Obviously in Documents again. And we're going to call it the same name, KCC underscore Fall 20 underscore Fusion 360 underscore E21 for Engineering 21, NP for Nameplate, student name. You're going to put your student name here. There you go. and let's save it. Then you have to go to your Blackboard website, and you have to go to the Discussions tab on the left, where all the links are, all the folders are, and inside Discussions there's going to be a folder called 3D Nameplate. Okay, let's minimize this and let's go back to Fusion 360, and we're all done. Now what's next? Well, this was lesson 1. Next is lesson 2, which is the ring, and then after that is lesson 3, which is the car, and after that is lesson 4, which is the boat. So far we did lesson number 1. Congratulations. Make sure you put it up on Blackboard so you receive credit. For all 4, you have to do the nameplate, you have to do the ring, you have to do the car, and you have to do the boat. Right now we did the nameplate. Congratulations.